Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aging Journey podcast. Today, we are going to be playing a new game for Halloween. So happy Halloween, everyone. And it is going to be called The Mystery of the Witch. You can't see it, but I did fun spooky hands. This will be a one-shot using kids on bikes. Our players are preteens living in 1990s America. They are hoping to wrap up a meeting of the Mystery Club so that they can enjoy Halloween night. The Mystery Club in this town is the first of its kind. Our players are kind of junior investigators who are fairly successful, at solving mysteries in their neighborhood. However, all is not what it seems. Donny Harlow, the Mystery Club president, seems to have a case that needs an emergency meeting on Halloween night. Seems like something's up in town, and even though it's supposed to be the best Halloween in years that this neighborhood has seen, the sanctity of the Mystery Club must come first. Let's say hello to our players.
Hello, I am Notquietnormal, and I will be playing Daniel's seat.
Hello there, I'm Static Velocity, and I'll be Layla a la carte.
Hi, I'm Pan, and I will be playing Kimberly Grace Stevens, or as she is known, Darkness, or Ness to her friend.
You are all currently arriving at your clubhouse, let's call it, in Elm Heights, the neighborhood where you all live on Halloween night. The night hasn't quite started yet. It's still not early, but it's almost about to begin. And as you all arrive, I would like you all to tell me what you're wearing. It's Halloween night, what type of costume you've got going on, and then also add some flavor to this place, this clubhouse. So like what it looks like, or maybe where it is. And so we'll start with Normal.
So Daniel, he's a very short kid. Shorter than average. I think he's around like 12 years old, so he's a few inches shorter than what you would expect for that. He's wearing just this all black gi with like a ninja head wrap and like a fake plastic sword on his back. And as soon as he enters, he like looks around before heading over to like a map he's got laid out over on like a table, and like there's several stacks of notebooks there. And he immediately starts opening them up and checking some things out in those before turning to the others.
Lovely. So in this game, each person has a designation or role in the Mystery Club, Donny being the president, and Daniel is?
I am the administrator. I just gotta make sure that everything's in shape and order. Gotta make sure we have all our plans set out properly, and that we're ready to go.
Daniel is the first to arrive. What is this clubhouse? What does it look like?
Maybe in the woods?
It could be in the woods. Is there like some shack in the woods?
It can be whatever you want.
Yes. What if there's just, it used to be like, it's like an old house, and we're not in the old house, we're in like the shed or the garage, and we've taken it and like refurbished it-ish, as much as we refurbished.
Okay. Thank you. Perfect. Arriving second, walking up to this refurbished shack, is Layla.
Layla is an 11-year-old, bony, short, compact little kid who is currently dressed as her new hero, Dr. Ellie Sattler, from the recently released Jurassic Park. Got the full-on cargo shirts, pink shirt tied up. She looks fantastic. Yeah.
Hilarious. I love that. As you arrive, does this place have lighting? Because it is getting dark outside.
It does. It has Christmas lights, fairy lights, that someone might have borrowed from their family without permission.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they probably won't notice that until they open up the Christmas boxes.
Mm-hmm. That's the hope.
So the lights have already been turned on, kind of signaling that someone has already arrived. And so as you walk inside, you see Daniel.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Did he tell you what this is about? Because, like, I saw people already heading for trick-or-treating, and I have no candy left.
No, he did not. I was just checking to make sure things are still good over here. We still have everything in order. But no.
I guess I'll wait.
Layla and Daniel, what is this inner part look like?
There is definitely a wall dedicated to any newspaper clippings Layla could find about cryptid sightings in the area or anything resembling the area.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a bunch of bookshelves over on one wall, too, full of just random books of any type.
Okay.
I think there's also a handful of very mismatched folding chairs,
Okay.
some of which are probably not safe to sit on.
Okay.
I think there's like a large toy box chest that's just full of random souvenirs from cases.
Very nice.
How often are we investigating something that we actually stole?
That's a great question. I will say, as Ness begins to come up, at this point, the sun is officially going down, and the street lights are beginning to come on, which is kind of signaling the buzz that Halloween is about to truly kick off, as kids begin to go trick-or-treating. But Ness would probably know this better than Daniel and Layla, but Donny is a character, let's say. He's very much committed to the presence of Sherlock, of mystery, of putting your all into solving truly remarkable cases. Sometimes, though, it's kind of dry. There's not a lot coming your way. And so perhaps, he brings cases that are a little less, priority. And you might take some liberties, there with maybe over investigating, let's say. And then you guys are the people who are doing the investigating and the reporting, so technically no one's watching you. So it's kind of like you're not getting paid, so why not have a little something to decorate the place, keep you all motivated. Donny says. Ness, what are you wearing as you approach the clubhouse?
So Ness is a tall and rather round 13-year-old. She's big boned and she is wearing a lot of animal print right now with her typical dark goth makeup on, but she's dressed as Scary Spice, and all of the animal print she's wearing she is made to look like it's bleeding, because the scariest thing about Scary Spice is that she promotes the use of animal skins. How dare she? Anyway, that's my actually Scary Spice costume.
Perfect. You see the lights start to flicker on. You can kind of feel the buzz that's in the air. And as you approach the front door of the clubhouse, you can kind of hear voices inside. Would you have decided to meet Donny on your own? Or would you guys usually go to meetings together?
We normally would probably walk to the meeting together, just because we're coming from the same direction normally. So.
Okay. I'll say as you walk up then, you're already a bit on edge, maybe a bit confused, because Donny gave you specific instructions to go on your own today. Usually you guys walk together. You open the door and you see Daniel and Layla conversing, not sitting down, I guess.
I'm gonna walk in and take the gum out of my mouth that I had been chewing and add it to my gum head sculpture.
Oh.
And then say hello.
Oh.
What flavor today, Ness?
What?
What flavor today?
This one is juicy fruit.
Oh, well, I mean, you lose flavor on that in like 30 seconds, so good on you for chewing it however long it took you to get here.
Perfect for gum head.
Hey, Nessie, where's Daniel? Or not Daniel, Donnie.
That is an excellent question, of which I have no answers.
Wait, you didn't walk together?
No. Odd, isn't it?
Very. And Daniel just scribbles some stuff down in a notebook.
Do you think he's been body switched?
Ooh, a possibility. As it is the witching hour, and soon the ghouls will approach as night falls.
Oh, you have ghouls in this town?
Oh, yeah. It's wicked haunted here.
Oh, that's so cool. I haven't gotten any good info on ghouls.
Mm.
Do you think we'll see some tonight?
Always a possibility when the veil is so thin.
Layla just immediately takes out a notebook and starts scrolling things down.
Of course. You all know that Donnie invested in a cooler chest that he has in the corner that he keeps full of ice and sodas.
Ooh, I'm gonna take one of those.
Okay.
Can you toss me one of the sodas, please?
Can you catch things?
Yes.
Okay. Here you go, Squirt.
We're doing our first roll.
Yes.
Let's see how this works out for everybody. You're throwing, you're catching. Let's give a constituted flight by both of you.
Like, I got a friend in ice roll.
Contested. I don't know what I said. Constituted. Contested.
I got a 3.
Oh.
Yo. Yes. There we go. 5.
Oh, okay. You've won. How do you?
I think he like catches it, but it almost fumbles, but he still manages to catches it, and then he just kind of holds it up and smiles, gives like, ah, I caught it, like a grin that says that over to Ness.
Nice.
Excellent work, young Padawan.
Yeah. How long do you think this meeting's going to take anyway? We have to get moving if we want to hit the Fergusons before what?
I am unsure. I will be going to oppressors' houses and toilet papering them. I have no need for candy.
Okay, but
well,
hear me out. You come with us, you get more candy from me, and then I will help you toilet paper oppressors' houses.
This is a good negotiation. I
Right?
accept.
Awesome.
Is there a clock anywhere in this clubhouse?
I think there is, but it's behind by like 3 hours.
Okay. Well, you guys would still notice this just from the passage of time, or perhaps you wouldn't, and you think it's been like hours. You can decide that. But essentially, you guys are in real time. You've been waiting for 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes turns to 8 minutes. 8 minutes turns to 12 minutes. Nothing. Donnie has not arrived.
Ness, when was the last time you talked to him? You talk to him more than I do.
I talked to him not long ago. When did I get these instructions from him, GM? To walk by myself?
I will say that you didn't speak to Donny personally. You probably did like speak to him or see him like that morning or something like that, just from like being in the neighborhood. But when you got these instructions, it was like a note in Donny's handwriting.
Oh. So I didn't
Did we
even
all
see
get
him.
notes like that?
Yeah, he's kind of known for like, just using the administration system to get information. Yeah.
I received this correspondence earlier today, but I did not see him since yesterday. When my mom picked me up from his house. My oppressor. I mean...
No, that's fair.
Laughing so much. As you are all kind of like chatting, you're still waiting. It's now been 20 minutes, and there's no sign of Donny, but you all can kind of hear outside of the clubhouse music start to play. The chill is in the air. Everyone's lights are on. It's happening, and you're all just sitting here.
Would you like to do a seance while we wait? I brought a candle.
Will it give us candy? No.
I love seances, but I'm pretty sure Donnie's either been body swapped, and this is a weird trap, or he's been kidnapped. And I think we need to deal with that.
Well, maybe he left a note somewhere in here.
Ness, as soon as you say, maybe he left a note, you all three hear a knock at the door.
About time.
I will go answer the door.
You swing the door open. Outside, from afar, you can kind of see that there are, the smaller children are kind of out already. There's like a little girl with like a big old orange pumpkin costume on, walking with her dad. So you kind of know you have a couple of more minutes until it gets like really fun for the older kids, as you are. But you only see the small kids and their parents and, the nightlife of Halloween outside. You don't see anyone. You look to your left, you look to your right. No one. However, you do see sitting on the doorstep a manila envelope. And on the top of that envelope is a big red stamp that reads Top Secret.
I open it immediately.
Kayla and Daniel, what are you guys doing as you see Ness, bend to pick up? I mean, this is a small little shack. You're all watching. She picks this up, and in her hands is this manila envelope. Are you all reading it together?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Layla
spread
was,
it out on our little table.
like, at her elbow the entire time.
I'll take the envelope once she's like dumped everything out and start looking at that and seeing if I recognize where it's from or something.
Please turn your attention to the channel, as you shall see a photo. Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh.
As you all look in this top secret manila envelope, you see a menagerie of things that you kind of pour out onto the table and start looking through. And these are the things you find inside. There seems to be some cutout letters, either from like a newspaper or something like that, but they're cut out individually, so they're kind of strewn about when you take everything out of the top secret envelope. There's also a couple of photographs. Two of them are like, you can't even really look at what it is. It looks almost like they've been smeared with mud, and they're very old. You also see a letter, a couple of letters, but again, those are also really badly damaged and stained, and not really readable, but they also look very old. You see a piece of paper that seems to have some sort of a 4-digit code on it, a brass key, a floor plan. This floor plan looks new, as if it was printed like recently. There's also a more recent picture and it seems to be a picture of a house. The house is one of the houses most likely in the neighborhood. It looks similar to the other neighborhood houses, except for it's a really dark picture, so you can barely see the house, but there is a light coming from inside, indicating that perhaps somebody was home. You also find some sort of a vial of a green sludge. It's kind of like a bunch of herbs, it seems. It's like kind of sticky. And, you know, if you were to smell it or taste it, you might get some other information about it. And then finally, there is a envelope that when you guys open it, on the outside of the envelope, it says, "For VP eyes only." What would everyone like to investigate first?
I want to uncock the bottle cork.
One at a time. Okay, how about we do this? Ness, you have the letter, and you want to investigate the bottle. So let's leave the letter for a bit while we investigate the other stuff. Who would like to investigate the picture, the floor plan, the key, and the 4 numbers?
Daniel's definitely going to take a look at the picture and see if it's the one that he recognizes from when he's been scouting out houses for tonight.
Okay.
Layla will probably be least helpful in that aspect, but she has a magpie brain, so she's definitely going for the key.
Okay.
And associated numbers.
Okay. Then let's say that Daniel, you're kind of looking at the picture and the floor plan. Layla, you're looking at the key and the numbers. And then Ness, you're wanting to look at the green vial, and of course you have the letter. So let's start at the top of what I'm seeing, which is Daniel. You're looking at the house picture and the floor plan. What are you looking for?
Any recognizable features? Any number, like house numbers? And then I want to see if the floor plan looks like it fits any houses in the area that I know of or that I've been to.
Okay. Roll brains. DC is gonna be it's gonna be pretty low. Let's make the DC a 6.
11.
Very nice. Well over. You got an 11. So yes, you actually immediately recognize this photo, and of course you would, because no one would forget this house. This is a old abandoned house that's well at the end of your main street, the main street that you guys look out at from your little shed, the main street that everyone trick-or-treats at. If you keep walking past the last house, there is a fairly run-down, almost like cottage-looking house that has been unoccupied for a very, very long time. It's also a very, very old house. Like, it was built well before the modern houses of this street were built. And with such a high roll, you also remember that the person who used to live in that house is Miss Carrigan's mom.
Okay. I was just curious if the floor plan looked like it matched what I remember about the shape of the house.
You're not sure,
Okay.
unless you have ever been, like, really at the house. Like, everyone, knows about the house, but it's a pretty spooky, old, abandoned home that is still owned by Miss Carrigan. So it's not like public property. So if you were to ever go in there, you would be, breaking and entering. So I don't know if you would be able to connect the floor plan with that. Layla, what are you looking for?
I want to see if there are like any markings on the key, if there's anything on the back of the number paper, if I can remember any houses that have that as their street number, if it reminds me of like an archaic code to something.
Okay, go ahead and make a brains roll as well. DC for this is also going to be fairly low. It's going to be a 5.
10.
Very nice. Well above. So you actually realize immediately something a little odd. Even though this is a 4-digit number and you would assume that it has something to do with house, you actually immediately can tell that this is supposed to be a code to something. It's most likely the fact that it was ripped out of what it looks like a notebook. And it also looks like the handwriting on it is like an adult's. So it wasn't just someone writing down an address. This was something that was most likely in the book of, that shouldn't have been like looked at by many people, and someone ripped it out. And then the key, you can kind of tell that this is an interesting key. It's, again, very old, just like the photos and the letters. Probably around the same type of oldness, like that same era. However, you also can tell that this is a skeleton key, so it's supposed to open multiple doors of one place.
I immediately attach it to my lucky keychain that also has my house key on it. It's my key now.
Any other questions about those?
Nope.
Okay. Finally, Ness. You are looking at the vial.
Yes. I want to uncork it and smell the bottle. Try and figure out what is in it.
Perfect. You uncork the bottle. You take a nice whiff. Go ahead and roll grit. DC is going to be a 10.
Yes. Do I want my black dice or my eyeball dice? I think my eyeball dice. Oh, man. I rolled a 4.
Well below. This smells delicious. Oh, it's like a green apple, sickly sweet. But also kind of like herbaceous and herby. You're not quite sure what's making you want to fully devour this bottle, but you're not opposed to it. However, you have no idea what it is.
I'm not gonna drink it, because we learned our lessons with the donuts.
Did we?
Did we? Don't know. As of yet, I'm not going to eat it.
Perfect.
And then I have that letter too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can I read the letter?
Yes. Do you want to read it aloud or read it? Well, I'm going to ask you to read it aloud, actually, because it'll be easier.
Okay.
You having to. So I'll say all of you have looked at your various items. You kind of came to your conclusions. You've kind of shared them amongst each other, so you all kind of know the deal. And the
this
last
smells
thing
freaking delicious, you guys. Don't drink it yet.
Just a little bit on your finger and taste it.
I'm gonna read the thing first. What if it's poisonous?
Okay.
Antifreeze is also supposedly delicious.
Is it?
That's what they say. They say it tastes like candy.
Oh, you definitely shouldn't drink it until you read the letter then, because if that's antifreeze, then that's not how I want to spend my Halloween.
No, you'll die. You won't be cold though.
Remember, kids, don't drink antifreeze.
You've all exchanged information, and you now have the letter open, and you begin to read it. So I'm going to put the letter in the chat, and then I would like Ness to read it out loud to the assembled party.
If you're reading this letter, it means the worst has happened. Mom won't let me leave until I've eaten all of my Brussels sprouts. This is urgent business. It's about the witch. No time to explain. Everything you need is in this file. I'll meet you at the location as soon as I can get away. Be safe, Donny. P.S. I left my soda in the clubhouse last week and someone totally drank it. Not cool. Donny, it's full of soda. How are you supposed you? Ugh.
I mean, you'd think as the president of Mystery Club, he would have figured out that mystery by now.
Daniel
Right?
just takes a long sip of his soda.
The oppressors are getting worse.
They are.
Maybe we
Okay,
should
but
deal with them.
the witch, that makes sense. That's what those letters that are cut out are. I was thinking that, but also I was thinking maybe it was like with the C, as in like the grade, and maybe he was like grounded.
Definitely don't drink this potion then. If it smells like apples and it's from a witch, bad things happen with those.
Yeah.
It'll turn you into a goose or something.
Something.
I want to be a goose.
Do you want to try it, Layla? You are the cryptid person.
You would be a cryptid then.
Maybe I'll let me smell it. Let me smell it. Can I also smell?
I give it to Layla to smell.
You also smell. Are we gonna do that? Are we gonna do that thing where everyone smells? I love that.
No, maybe.
Okay, go ahead and roll grit. DC's a 10.
I only have to roll as high as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 4.
That's the same number I rolled.
Layla, Ness is correct. This smells scrumptious. Oh my gosh. It's basically, it's giving like one of those weird treats that they were handing out last year when you guys went to that like exotic like candies and foods around the world, except for this one smells distinctly of green apple. So it's like sour and sweet. It's also like you can kind of see it's like not 100% mashed. It looks like perhaps it was some sort of item that is in between becoming whatever it was supposed to become.
Oh no. Okay,
how does it smell?
Ness, it smells really good, and if it does turn me into a goose, that would be really cool. Maybe.
I mean, for science, maybe you should maybe try it.
You know what? You are so right. Oh God. I'm an adult, and I know this is a bad idea.
I'm just gonna pull out my notebook and prepare to take notes.
Love it. Love this for us.
So
she's
excited.
gonna just like tip the bottle over enough that she can get some of it on her finger. And then she is going to lick it off her finger.
Okay. The first thing that happens is you taste green apple candy. It literally tastes like if it was like a candied apple, but it was like a green apple that was flavored with like green apple, like caramel on top. It tastes almost better than other candy. You can't explain it. Second thing that happens is you do kind of have to like chew it a bit because it doesn't seem to be like something that is liquid yet. It seems to be liquefying, but it's not a full liquid. It's definitely herbs that have been smashed together with some other things. And so as you're like chewing it, you can also kind of taste like this really strange, but not unpleasant, like earthy taste. Like it might be some sort of an herb from just like a garden. But it tastes as good as it smells, and you could fully, eat a whole basket of this. And then
did you turn into a goose?
Look at my arms. Am I a goose?
Nope. It plops down into your stomach, nice and comfortable, and you're totally fine.
Good news. Actually, as delicious as it smells. Bad news, not a goose. Better news, not dead.
Yeah.
That is good.
You want some?
I really do, but I'm not going to because I don't know what it's for yet.
I mean, it
I
could
feel
just
like
be
it's
for
a
eating.
clue.
I mean, it's really good. But you're right, we probably shouldn't eat the whole clue. Yeah. I'll save it. I'll just save it for later.
Okay.
Yeah. Once we get some Pop Rocks, we can like mix it all together.
Oh.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, should we go to that house?
Yeah, this house. It's over down at the end of the street.
All right.
Now, I will say that I'll actually put a picture in here in a minute to kind of show you what your street looks like. It is essentially one street. So, if you want, you can make a plan to hit several places. So you can stop by Donnie's house, you can stop by Miss Carrigan's regular house, like her current house, which is still on the street because she's the one with the haunted house. And then you can even try to go to other people's houses. And then you can continue and go to Miss Carrigan's mom's house, which is at the end and a bit out of the way, down at the bottom of the street.
What about the old police chief? Does he live on this street too?
Oh yeah, it's one of those make-believe 90s shows where everyone lives on one street.
Awesome.
Yo, what is the police chief giving out for Halloween?
Right?
We can find out.
So what would you guys like to do in terms of like kind of making a plan of who you want to definitely hit and before you get to Miss Carrigan's house, so that I can lay out a plan for you.
I think we just head in the direction and hit all the convenient stops along the way while trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have a mystery. With this mystery, we have to. But it is Halloween, and I mean, there's a lot of candy out there.
I'm like, we don't know how long it's going to take Donnie to eat his Brussels sprouts, so I don't want him to miss the whole thing.
Hours.
Right.
And maybe by the time we get to Donnie's house, he'll be done, and we can just pick him up on the way.
Maybe we could share something. No.
Let's not go overboard. He did call us to work on Halloween.
Yeah. Go get whatever candy's like left on the way to the haunted house. I'd like to stop at like Mrs. Carrigan's house and ask her about the house before we go to this creepy house.
And she says it's the best haunted house, and it would be rude if we didn't go confirm it.
Yeah, I mean, like, who else in this town has watched The Craft and, like, understands the level of creepy that this house is gonna be? Nobody but me, obviously. I
mean, there is a witch about. We do need to watch out for a witch. Who knows? It could be Miss Carrigan. It could be Grandma Carrigan.
Right? So...
gonna be real. If their candy is as good as this, and just kind of shakes the bottle, I don't care.
Maybe there's more of that at the house.
Oh, I hope so.
Should we do... we'll trick-or-treat the whole way down, but hit Mrs. Carrigan, Chief Police, then Donnie, then Creepy House.
Okay, but skip the Flanagans, because they just give out celery.
Oh,
Ew.
gross. No. We'll hit their house with tomatoes later.
Okay.
Sometimes raisins if they're feeling real generous.
Ugh.
It's the candy of the fruit, whatever.
At least they could get out muffins.
Right?
At least it's not toothbrushes.
Oh, somebody gave out toothbrushes?
Yeah, my old neighborhood.
Ew.
Your neighborhood
I could use a new toothbrush.
I'm pretty sure they worked for the Men in Black.
That checks.
What do you do if a toothbrush becomes haunted? Do you just throw it out, or do you have to like burn it, or?
You have to stage it and then throw it out and hope that it doesn't haunt your mouth, I guess.
Ew.
Would that clean your teeth or make it dirtier?
I feel like a haunted toothbrush would make it
It's
dirtier.
haunted
Like
teeth.
it would give you all of like the worst swear words in all of history, and you'd just be like saying them all the time.
You all are walking and talking as you have this discussion about haunted toothbrushes and toothbrush poltergeists and whatnot. You begin walking on your street, the street, really, in this make-believe world, and it is fairly decorated. The houses are decorated, but this town really enjoys every holiday, and so they do decorate like the entire like street area with like fun little things. But essentially there are a few houses of people you know. Everyone's lights on, everyone has kids coming in and out, but the biggest house that's down the road a little bit, you can already see from where you are, that is Miss Carrigan's house, has quite a few people like kind of loitering in front of it. You can't quite see the house yet where you are because you're at the bottom of the road, but you can kind of see that like it's going to be pretty cool when you get there. But at the front of the road, or at the bottom of the road as you walk up, one of the first houses you're going to hit can be the police chiefs and like other residents. So let's say you knock on a couple of doors. Do you guys have bags and everything? Did you actually come expecting to be able to go trick-or-treating?
Well, I have my crossbody studded bag that I always have on me, and it has plenty of room for candy, so yes.
I definitely have a backpack, although he hangs it at his side because the ninjas don't usually wear it.
Of course.
I have my brand new Jurassic Park themed, like branded backpack that is so ready to be full of candy.
Wow. Okay. Went all out.
I thought you were gonna say the Jurassic Park like popcorn bucket.
Oh, that's so much better. It's that.
Okay.
I have a backpack, but there's a popcorn bucket, Jurassic Park popcorn bucket.
Very cool. Okay. You guys start trick-or-treating, essentially. You are, at this point, it's been a bit, because you guys were inside of the clubhouse, you were looking at all the materials, you were talking with one another, so a couple of minutes have gone by, and so a lot of the smaller kids are like finishing up, because it's getting pretty dark now. But now you're seeing like the preteens and the teenagers, particularly like the teenagers as they kind of like ride their bikes down the road. They're also in full dress, but they don't seem to be trick-or-treating. They're mostly all kind of going to the haunted house. And then also among you are a bunch of your schoolmates and a bunch of other, people around your age that are going to each of the houses. Where would you like to start?
Well, you said the old chief's house is like on the way to the haunted house, right?
Yes. So Donnie's house is on the way. Donnie's house is on the way. The chief's house is on the way because everyone lives here. And then Miss Carrigan's house is on the way, obviously, but it's a little further down. Who would you like to stop by to see first before you hit the haunted house? Donnie or the police chief?
The police chief, right? Just gotta make sure he's okay today. With a witch going around.
Yeah. I think the police chief, because Donnie might just be stuck at home all night. Who knows? He might be grounded.
Okay. You are all walking down the street, and you, of course, come across the police chief's home. Everyone knows that he lives there. He is now retired, and he has been enjoying the holidays as of late, really going all out. And so you kind of see evidence of this as you roll up to the house, and you see very kids around your age that probably go to your school running off of his porch in terror. His house is fully done up. There's like a huge like scarecrow that's sitting on the porch. There are spooky lights that are flickering, and the front door kind of has like caution tape around it, and the rest of the house has a bunch of like skeletons, but not skeletons, pumpkins, but the pumpkins are like, some of them are carved, but then they have like a fake knife sticking out of them and they're like bleeding. It looks pretty cool.
Very much
You can
approve.
go on up.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up on the porch, knock on the door.
Layla already has like her popcorn bucket out, waiting.
I'll open my backpack and then ready it for candy.
You three walk up on the porch. Ness knocks on the door. And you all don't hear anything for a second. Doesn't seem like anyone's coming.
He's gonna jump out, you guys. Be ready.
I bet you
Okay.
he's actually that scarecrow on the porch. It's just him. He's sitting there. He's really a scarecrow all the time.
That's a good one.
Layla, as you say that and look over at the scarecrow, go ahead and make a brains roll. DC is going to be 7.
Mm. 16.
Ooh.
Dang!
So smart.
You see that the scarecrow is a bit overstuffed. You know, he's a bit, he's got some meat on his bones. You also see that he's very structured, really sitting up straight in the little rocking chair, but not moving or anything. And then, of course, you also see there's a huge bowl of candy overflowing, sitting on the lap of the scarecrow.
Hey, Ness.
Yeah.
I dare you to grab the candy.
Okay. I'm gonna just grab a handful and look straight at the scarecrow and be like, "Hey, Chief."
Indeed, Ness, you go over, you grab some candy, you say, "Hey, Chief," and you just hear a, it's supposed to be scary, guys.
Sorry, Chief. Ah!
So afraid.
Ah.
He takes off his scarecrow mask and puts the candy down so that guys can take as much as you want. You guys are out a little later today, this year. How's the trick-or-treating going on block?
It's not.
Well-
We just got started.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Supposed to have a meeting. Donnie didn't show up. But there's something going on, Chief.
Oh? Got a new cake?
Bitches.
Yeah. They're supposedly witches.
Witches,
Like-
you say?
Not the cool kind. Like, the turn you into a frog kind.
Or maybe
Fortunately, the
not.
potion she sent didn't turn us into frogs. But
Right, but
We are
we didn't drink it all, so, it could still turn you into a frog. God.
I mean, I can drink it all. I feel
I'm
like
sorry,
if
sorry.
it
Potion?
Yeah.
it's really good.
Do you mind if I see it?
Yeah, just, sniff it. Don't, eat it all.
Yeah, you have to share it. I'll hand it to him.
He takes it from you guys and kind of looks at it in his hand and takes off the top and smells it and then puts the top back on. And then hands it back to you.
It smells
That's
really
it?
good, right?
Mm-hmm. You smelled something. What did you smell?
Yeah.
Well, I smelled green apple.
That's what I'm
And-
saying.
Okay.
Delicious.
Where did kids actually find this though?
Donnie gave it to us in a weird envelope,
Oh, that makes sense.
right? Oh,
Yeah.
can you read, weird adult scribble stuff?
Can I read weird adult scribble?
It's
I mean,
that fancy letters that like are loopy, and sometimes we use them, but not all the time.
French.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. It's on. See these? I'll show him the letter things.
okay. He takes them from you and looks at them, but he doesn't have his glasses on, so he kind of like rummages around for them and then looks at them again. He doesn't seem to be able to read it, mainly because it's so badly damaged. It seems to be water stained and things like that. But he is really interested in the paper. He kind of goes like, "Oh wow, this looks really old, like really old, like older than me."
Like which old?
Oh, that is old.
Yes, see, like
Pretty old.
which old?
I'm not sure what which old means.
Older than
Like
you.
when they wear those hats with the buckles on the front of them.
Oh, you mean like, is it hundreds of years old?
Yeah. Aren't you like at least 100?
He's gotta be.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
okay.
retired.
Let's move on. So it does look old. I'm not sure it looks that old. It still kind of looks like, printed paper, just not printed paper we would print maybe today. So I'd say maybe like 50 years old or something like that.
That's
There's no way you're younger than 50. Come on,
Right?
Chief. Come
You're
on.
retired.
You're like at least 75.
He gives you guys back his the papers. All right, well, take your candy and get off my porch.
All right,
Okay.
good. You know what? You're gonna get the next group for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I better. And he
Just
he
don't
puts
breathe
back-
so loud.
He puts back on his hat, puts the bowl back on, and he goes, "Well, go on, shoot."
I'm gonna run off the porch screaming to try and
Oh.
scare the other kids coming up behind us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Are there any kids who we pass on our way out?
Not necessarily like on the porch, but they are walking down the street like all the other kids, and they haven't gotten to the porch's kind of like little driveway yet.
I'm gonna as we pass by the group, be like, "Hey, just watch out for when he jumps out the door." Ooh, scary.
They kind of look at each other like they got the scoop. They're like, "Oh, gotcha." And they begin to walk to the police chief's porch as you guys walk away.
So, Donnie next, guys?
Yeah, I think
guess.
so.
As you guys walk away, though, let me have Layla and was it just Layla that ate the substance?
Yes.
Let me have you make a grit roll. DC's 10.
Oh no, maybe I should have eaten it.
This is so much better. 6. I'm improving.
Oh, I have a question. Are we supposed to be getting adversity tokens for every fail?
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely forgot that, but yep. Layla, you guys are beginning to kind of walk the rest of the porch or the rest of the way, and you have candy like that you've gotten from the police chief, which we're not going to name. His name is the police chief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his name is Chief. But yeah, you're walking, and as you're walking and just chatting with everyone as you guys walk along, you kind of pop a piece of the candy you just got in your mouth, and you spit it out immediately. Absolute
Oh, no.
garbage. Kind of tastes
What?
like chalk.
Ugh. This is the chief usually has such good candy. This is terrible.
Wait, what do you mean?
What?
I want to pop one of the pieces of
Yeah.
candy that.
Tastes like regular candy to you.
What do you mean? It's
Uh-oh.
good. It's chocolate.
No, it was just it's not, there's no flavor.
Layla, I think your taste buds are broken.
Oh, did the witch curse me?
Ah, that seems
Who
likely.
stays good?
Maybe you're just because you only ate a little bit of it, you're really slowly turning into a goose. Oh, or maybe a cat, because cats can't taste sugar.
Okay, I would be the cutest cat, but what do you mean cats can't taste sugar?
They don't have sweet receptors, so they don't taste sugar. So it would just kind of taste like nothing to you if you were a cat.
My gosh,
Oh,
it
my
tasted
word,
kind of
she
just
is
like
a
nothing
cat.
to me.
You were turning into a cat.
Oh, that's
Definitely.
so cool, but I'm so mad.
You guys are screaming, you're turning into a cat to Layla as you all continue to walk down the street, and you come across a couple of houses that, have trick-or-treaters, and eventually you come across Donny's house. Oddly enough, actually, let me have you all make a brains roll as you look at Donny's house. We're gonna make the DC, we'll make it 6. This should be fairly easy to notice.
Oh no. Drop the dice.
11.
4. I'm pretty sure all of my rolls have been 4.
I could, with my loyalty, spend an adversity token to give you a +2 to that if you wanted.
No,
What was the thing we needed?
6.
Oh. We needed a 6?
I can't help you, Daniel, but I can help you, Ness.
I don't mind getting another adversity token.
Yay, I failed.
Leave it.
So only Layla passed.
With my new cat eyes, what do I see?
That's great. First question, though, before I say what happens. Are you all approaching the house?
Yes.
Yes.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Ness and Daniel, let's say you guys start to kind of walk toward the house, and Layla, you're following. Daniel and Ness, you two continue to walk up the stairs, go to the front door. Layla, as you're walking kind of behind them and kind of like looking at the house, you get kind of a strange sensation, sort of like a goosebumps. Almost as if something's off, and it's kind of clear what's off. All of the lights in this house are off. Also, all 3 of you and everyone in the neighborhood knows that Donny has a dog. He has a huge dog, in fact, who is a bit rambunctious, and you don't hear anything. He usually is very, what's the word? Scary. He's usually a bit of a bark monster when anyone is approaching the house. But it's not only dark, it is dead quiet around here.
Can we say that the dog's name is Mycroft?
Sure.
Awesome. Hey Ness, did Donny get rid of Mycroft? And does he often eat in the dark?
No to both questions. I like to eat in the dark, but Donny normally dissects his food, so no.
Yeah, anyone else? This a little off?
Can I use one of my strengths?
Okay.
So I have intuitive, and I may spend an adversity token to ask the GM about your surroundings, or an NPC, or the like. The GM must answer honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So you said we went in the front door. Do we see...
On the porch.
Oh, okay. So then can I look in the front door and see if there's disturbances in the house and things before we kind of explore? Before we get ourselves into trouble?
Your vibe check is neutral. Nothing.
Neutral.
wrong that you can tell. Yeah.
Kind of.
Just an empty house. Nobody's home. That's weird.
I mean, do you think it's like old lady McGillary?
Oh, yeah, she was missing for like a week.
Oh,
I'm still not
Remember-
convinced she's the one who came back.
you think she was body snatched?
I think, yeah. We've got this witch, she's turning me into a cat, she's body snatching people, and now she's got Donny.
Well,
Why would she take Donny though? What was he up to?
he had this
Maybe-
information, but also who delivered us this information if Donnie isn't here?
But why does the witch want us following her? Unless she wants us following her.
She wants me to be her new familiar.
You'd be such a cute cat, though.
No, do you think I should drink the rest of the potion just to like get it over with? Because like if it's just the taste thing, I'm not happy.
Well, hold up. We
Hmm.
still need to use it as evidence. I mean, we can take it back to the chief and report. I guess this isn't a crime. Is it a crime to turn someone into a cat?
I feel like it is.
No.
Like, technically her body, her choice, like, seems like it wouldn't be her choice to be a cat.
Do you want to be a cat?
I mean, I kind of want to be a cat, but
Oh,
I
well.
also want to not be a witch's familiar cat. I want to be my own cat. Maybe a single lady's cat. Is the witch single?
Is there anything you all would like to do at Donnie's before you move on?
I mean, I think we have to break in.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd
I
kind of
think
like
so.
to collect his backpack because it's got a bunch of cool stuff in it.
I mean, if Donnie is a ghost, we have to make sure that he's sent off properly. Otherwise, haunting. You know what happens when
Yeah.
there's a haunt.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. What are you guys doing? You're on the porch. I'll say that the porch there's the door and then there is a window, like a bay window type of situation maybe, that is right next to the porch. There is also a gate that surrounds it. It's a wooden gate. And Ness, you would know how to like get inside of the gate at least, but the window at the front isn't like a window you can open. So you guys would have to go around.
Is the
Hail-
door locked? The front door?
The door is locked.
Okay.
Hail Mary, does my skeleton key work on that door?
You can try it.
I would like to try it.
It does not work because it doesn't even
I mean, we could go around the side and see. Do they usually leave like a key under a pot or something like that? You know, my parents.
Or, I mean, Ness, would your mom have a spare key?
I mean, yeah, but like, then we'd have to go back to my place to get the key. Seems a little more urgent than that.
You're
I
right,
can
you
get in
should
this side
make a
gate,
window.
though. I could definitely get in the side gate. Or I have a bunch of safety pins. I could try and pick a lock.
Maybe we go through the side gate and then you pick the back door so the trick-or-treaters don't see us.
That's a good idea. Good thinking, Layla.
Thanks. I got the cat brain. I'm sneaky now.
So sneaky.
Ah,
Okay. You guys are going in through the side gate. Ness, so when you guys get to the side gate, you see that it's wooden. It's completely like it's a blocking gate, so you can't actually see through. But there is a latch on the inside that if you know how to pop it open, you could do that. And Ness, you do know how to do that. However, you all notice that on the outside of the gate, there is a beware of dog sign. And you guys are in. Oh, okay. The yard is fairly large. You're actually on just the side of the yard, but like the side yard is even pretty big. They have like a whole pathway that goes to the back. They have like a huge grill that has like a little cover over it and like patio furniture. it looks nice. Many of you have probably been back here for Donnie's birthdays, and you're wanting to go to the back door.
Yeah, I want to get his backpack before we head to the haunted house.
As you all walk to the back, you see a couple of things. You see there's a huge tree that clearly used to have like kind of like a build your own tree house in it that has not seen any like repairs in a long time, so you can't actually get up there. Probably something that was built for Donnie a long time ago, and it doesn't really have like a roof or anything. But below that is Mycroft's little dog house, and you can kind of see that there's a chain that is like a chain leash that is kind of leading out from it, and it's wrapped around the tree. But it's so dark now, and there are lights in the front, but there are no lights in the back, so it's even darker in the backyard, because the floodlights in the back aren't actually on. You have to turn them on from inside the house. And so you see the dog house, you see the tree, and leaning on the tree right next to, on the other side of the dog house, is indeed Donnie's backpack.
There's his backpack.
This is a trap, right?
I mean, do dogs turn into ghosts too?
Does Donnie leave stuff all over the yard? That feels like that's not a thing he would do.
No? I'm gonna go get it, though.
Alright, yeah, I'll go with you.
Gonna stand by the gate in case it closes.
Good idea.
Okay. Wait, you're not gonna turn on us, are you? I mean...
I'm not the witch's familiar yet.
Okay, but do you feel like turning into the witch's familiar?
I don't know what that would feel like, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Ness and Daniel, you are approaching. Tell me what you are trying to do, and then I'll let you know what you're rolling.
Just trying to grab the backpack, and then I'm gonna dash out the gate.
Daniel's the opposite, where he's quietly like crouching to the backpack and then just sees her kind of like going off in front of him.
Okay. That means I'll need a flight for both of you, and it will be contested.
I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 12. Wait, it explodes.
What?
Hold on, let's see what this becomes.
Our first explosion!
It becomes a 15 total.
Oof.
Nice.
Okay. Ness, you are making a little bit of noise because you are trying to just get to the backpack. However, it's really dark back here, and the further you go in the backyard, because this is a fairly large yard, even though you know it pretty well because you've played back here, the closer you get to the backpack, your eyes don't adjust very well, and so you're not able to like grab it as quickly as you wanted to. However, because you're making noise, you both do hear a bit of a jangle from the chain as something moves inside the doghouse. Daniel, you are able to sneak up, and as Ness, you kind of hear that noise. You kind of stop and try to like reach around in the darkness for the backpack, and as Daniel comes up, and Daniel, you're able to swipe it. Now, I will say that all of you know that Mycroft is not a particularly nice dog. However, he tends to behave himself when Donnie is with him, which is one of the reasons why probably if he saw you, Ness, he'd be like, oh, friend of Donnie's. But if he didn't see Donnie with you, you don't really know what would happen, to be honest. Because he does not seem to like children that aren't from the house. So, yeah. So as you are both at the backpack, Daniel, you grab it, and you both take off. I want another flight from both of you as you see this, I'm talking thick, huge Rottweiler emerge from this doghouse, and his eyes are trained on both of you.
Wow. I got a 3.
I got a 6.
you both hear a deep growl as he slowly steps out and stares down at you both, kind of just waiting as you both take off. And he is going to see how far he can get as he runs you out.
Ah!
Go, 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 go.
Ooh. You
Oh,
two are
shit.
running, and he is literally on your heels. However, he is chained and kind of feels the slack loosen as you both get around the corner to the side yard. And you both see Layla, who is holding the door open for you. And while you guys are making your escape, I'm going to make another roll. I'm going to make a fight roll against Mycroft and the chain.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Oh no. No.
Layla's just like frantically motioning for you to hurry.
He kind of stops as the chain slack ends, and the chain holds as you all run out. Backpack in your hands.
Ah. Holy shit.
He's so cute. I don't know why he's so mean.
Cute.
He wanted to eat me.
He's literally a police dog.
But he's so fluffy.
Dog is the devil.
Rottweilers are not fluffy.
All dogs are fluffy.
You're turning into a cat, so I'm
You
sorry.
shouldn't like dogs.
Oh no, you're right. They're going to become my mortal enemies. It was really tasty, though. I wonder if it's still tasty.
No.
Well,
no, Layla.
reminder. Go ahead and roll a grit.
No. Ugh.
DC is going to be 10.
Another 6.
Oh yeah, it's tasty, all right. In
No,
fact,
Layla. Give it to me.
since the last, since
Pretty
that last piece of candy was practically uneatable or unedible, you have honestly been like starving. Like maybe you didn't eat enough at dinner, or by this time you thought you'd be, 2 handfuls full of candy in your mouth already. I don't know, but like you could murder some food right now.
This is actually better than it was before.
No. Give it to me. Give
No.
it to me, Layla.
No.
Layla?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
You won't even eat it. You don't like it.
Yeah, you
we
shouldn't
don't
be
want
eating
you to
it.
eat it.
Are
I'm gonna
you
try
guys
and take
trying
it from
to-
her.
Okay, if you're trying to take it, then that's gonna be a fight, opposed with each other. So Layla roll a fight, Ness roll a fight. Highest fight wins.
Dun dun dun. Oh yeah.
Oh, it
I got
exploded.
a 10.
I got a 6,
Oh.
but it exploded.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
but I get a +1, right? Because it's
Oh, yeah. When do we put the plus in there?
Yeah, you added it in your total.
It exploded again.
Oh
What?
no! She's going crazy.
You can't take my
No.
candy from me.
I'm so much bigger than you, though.
I'm a cat. I'm sneaky. That one's a 2.
Oh.
So, 15. 15 total to keep my snack.
Wow. I only got
Oh, you keep it.
11.
All right. Go ahead and roll another grit.
Oh no. It's another 6.
You can apparently only roll 6s tonight.
If anyone's keeping track, we've
That's
got...
not. Yeah. Actually, now that I'm looking at the thing, that is what's happened in the last like 5 rolls. Okay, Ness, you physically try to wrestle this item out of Layla's hand, and Layla, you are desperate to keep your delicious candy. Ness is trying to not only take it from you, but this is your only this is your only sustenance right now. You're gonna starve if she took this from you. And so, Ness and Daniel, you both see her open the bottle and shove the rest down her throat.
Oh no! Layla's gonna die. Well, you're a walking dead person, Layla. I'm sorry, I couldn't help you.
I'm a walking cat eventually, but apparently not yet. But it was really good, and I regret nothing.
Why did you eat it all?
I'll write you a poem for your eulogy.
We're gonna have to do the ghost ceremony on Hughes.
Great track record of bringing people back from the dead, but I think I'm gonna become a cat. I don't think I'm gonna die.
Okay, well, still the paperwork's gonna suck.
We're keeping the bottle, though. Maybe they can do scientific testing on it.
I will put the bottle back in my backpack.
Okay. Again, I'll say you guys are walking and talking, and after that argument, and you devouring the rest of the bottle, it plunks to the bottom of your stomach, and you are satisfied. Like, you're not really sure what that strange candy is, but it's basically like a whole meal. You guys continue your walk, and you come up against Mrs. Carrigan's house. And I will explain what that kind of looks like. As you guys arrive at what is supposed to be the haunted mansion or haunted house of the year, you see there's a bunch of kids like walking around, milling around. Some of them like kind of like elbowing one another of like, well, why don't you go? Why don't you go? I'll go after you go. Because the house does look pretty magnificent. This Carrigan's house is an older house, not as old as her mom's house, but it is one of the oldest ones in the neighborhood. It's huge. It's like 3 stories. It has a basement, and it has like a gothic look. And she has outdone herself. The exterior is full of Halloween decor, but like the haunted mansion / classy type. So it actually looks quite scary. There are hanging flickering yellow lanterns on her porch. There are like skeletons that have been dirtied and are laying or sitting up, like positioned across the yard and on the porch. And even there's a skeleton in one of the high windows that seem to be waving on its own. There are tombstones in the front yard, and there's an eerie yellow glow behind all of the windows, all 2 stories. As well as there's like cobwebs everywhere. It's really creepy, really spooky, really cool. And as you guys are looking upon this house for the first time, like everybody else is, you see a few teenagers who are currently in the process of walking into the house. So you can kind of see inside the house a little bit as like the door is open and they're walking in. There's like this slow creeping fog that's coming out from the open door. And inside you can kind of see like what looks like old and dusty furniture that has like cobwebs all over it. It looks like a little too real. But before you can really get a good glimpse of anything else, the door begins to slowly close on its own as the teenagers disappear inside.
Oh man, that looks so cool, you guys.
I mean, maybe we hold off on. I mean, we are supposed to meet Donny at the grandma's house. Maybe we do that and then.
But it might be closed by the time we get back.
Are you scared?
No.
You sound kind of scared.
Come on, Daniel. It's just some creepy house. The witch's house is way more scary than this. Plus, we have to talk to Miss Carrigan about her mom.
There's some
I
kids
wanna-
on the sidewalk that are around you guys' age who are also kind of, not going in. Like thinking about going in, but not going in.
I mean, maybe you guys go in and I stay here and talk to the kids and look for clues?
Okay. You can stand here and do paperwork.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's important.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I'm the one turning into a cat, but he's the scaredy cat.
Hey, maybe we should
Layla-
leave you out. You don't know. Maybe going into a haunted house will turn you into a cat faster.
Good, I want to be a cat.
But
She's
no,
gonna be the
why?
cutest one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, don't encourage her.
Well, it's too late now.
Layla and Ness, you two bravely walk up it's fairly long road because her house is a bit bigger, so it sits a little back away from the road, so the walkway is a little long. And as you get closer, you can also kind of hear the ambiance. There's like fake lightning and like lightning strikes that are behind one of the windows. There's like that spooky like soundtrack of just like as you walk up, and even though the street lights are on, the closer you get to the house, the darker everything seems. You're kind of seeing like shadows moving from the corner of your eye. Daniel, you stay on the sidewalk, and you're actually walking up to two kids you know from school. They are Kimmy and Kelly. They are twins, and they are wearing creepy twin outfits. They're supposed to be like creepy twin sisters type of situation. So they're both wearing like the same white long dress and long hair that has like bows in it, and they're both like sunken in eyes and ghostly white, and they both turn to look at you at the same time.
Hi, Kimmy and Jamie. You not going in?
They both speak to you in unison. Oh no. One kid went in, didn't even make it 5 minutes, and the other one kind of looks at you. Ran out screaming. Ran all the way home.
Who is that?
They look at each other, and then look at you. We've never seen him before.
Wait, what do you mean?
We've never seen him before. Maybe he was new.
I guess. Well, have you seen Donny around?
Donny?
Yeah.
I don't think so. The other sister kind of they look at each other and are talking. Maybe he was wearing an outfit that, obscured his face. Like a ghost. Or a pumpkin head. And then they both look back at you. We haven't seen him, they say in unison.
And then he just kind of stands there awkwardly for a little while, kind of like, well, I'm not going in. But I don't really want to talk to you two at the moment.
Yeah. As you stand there and they decide to walk away, they kind of walk away and they look back at you and both kind of wave again in unison. Bye, Danny.
Bye, creepy ghost girls.
As they're walking away, two teenagers, much older than you, like super teenagers. They got to be like third year in high school or something. They're walking up, and they're also in uniform. One of them is on a bike, but he's not on the bike. He's like walking next to it because the other person isn't on a bike, and they kind of walk up. At first, they don't really pay attention to you because they are headed straight to the haunted house. And so they just kind of like walk right in front of you as if you're not waiting or anything, because you're, a little kid. Why would you be waiting for the haunted house? But as they kind of walk in front of you and start to walk towards the walkway, you can overhear their conversation. And one of them's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be epic. One of our friends went up like an hour ago, said it was so terrifying, almost peed his pants. And the other person's like, that's cool. And they begin to walk up. While all of that's happening, Layla and Ness, you have been at the front door at this point. We're going kind of back in time in a couple of minutes while that is all happening for Daniel. You guys are at the door. The door is closed and there is a sign on it that says, please knock.
Do you want to knock or should I knock?
It's up to you, little witch's familiar. But normally I go first because I'm bigger.
That makes sense. You should knock then.
Okay. You can hold on to my bag strap if you get scared.
I'm not scared, but it's probably a good idea that I hold on just in case I turn into a cat, right?
Yeah, and also so we don't get separated or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Grab her bag. Maybe a little tighter than I need to.
Okay. There's a huge knocker. It's like one of those ones where there's a huge like iron ring in the mouth of a gargoyle that has been, you're not really sure, but it looks like it's been like installed at the door. But it's huge. And so when you knock, it literally reverberates. It's like boom, boom.
Ooh, this is awesome. It reminds me of the story in Edgar Allan Poe's book. You know, the Red Death one, the clock.
Oh,
it's so creepy.
Yeah, when they're all at the party and then they die horribly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool.
And the door creaks open, but it reveals a woman. She is quite tall and thin, but she's wearing like a housemaid outfit from a long time ago. You would probably see it sort of like that has something to do with something you've seen like in your history books, essentially. And she has like a bonnet on and her hair is pulled back and she has like a white apron on. And this is Miss Carrigan. And she opens the door. She has a ghostly kind of like pale complexion normally, but today it seems like maybe she has a little bit of like extra makeup on to make her look a little bit more ghostly maybe. But she essentially is quite tall to you all, and so she's really looking down at you because she really, stands up tall. And she has this very sweet smile on her face, although there's just something about her that's always been slightly unsettling. You just can't ever put your finger on it. And so she looks down at both of you and she goes, "More children. Welcome."
Miss Carrigan, we have a couple questions for you. Not about the haunted house.
Questions? Aren't you kids trick-or-treating tonight?
Yes and
Yeah.
no. We are trick-or-treating, but also, you know us. We're the mystery club. We always got a mystery to solve too.
Ah.
Do you like cats?
She first kind of looks at Ness as you guys kind of ask these things, say these things right after each other. She kind of looks at Ness and kind of like smiles bigger and she goes, "Ah." And then Layla, as you asked, "Do you like cats?" You see her smile turn into a smile where you can see her teeth. And you can kind of see that her canines are quite sharp. And she goes, "I love cats."
I just kind of like elbow Ness and be like, "It runs in the family."
She is going to kind of disappear for like 2 seconds as she goes behind the door to grab something. And the door slowly like creaks open a little bit more. And inside, as you guys are standing on the threshold, it basically looks like this very old, beautiful house, like Gothic style that's been here for a long time, except for it looks really like ancient now. Like there's cobwebs, there's dust, there's a long hallway that seems to go towards the kitchen, and there's like a door that seems to lead somewhere else. It looks really cool, but it doesn't necessarily look like Halloween-y. It just looks creepy because it also is like very dark and there's like a lot of mood lighting and there's like fog and stuff like that. But what you don't hear or see are the teenagers that went in. So you could assume, they're somewhere else in the house and not making any noise. And then she comes back around and she's holding in her hands something that looks green. And she goes, well, it seems you all are on the case, as a famous detective once said. So I won't keep you, but here, a treat. And she hands you all 3 vials of green substance.
I snatch them immediately.
No, no. I want to try and stop her from grabbing them.
Perfect. As you two are kind of wrestling again, so we'll do a fight roll for both of you. The Miss Carrigan fades back into the house and the door closes.
Oh no, wait, I had so many questions.
2 fights, please.
Oh, I rolled a 4. And you beat me with
someone
just
else read this out so they know I'm not lying.
6s.
Look at that, another 6.
And I believe that explodes.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
It already beats me, and then it explodes.
It's only a 10 with a +1 we get to fight.
Okay.
Fine, mine was a 4.
I will say that, Layla, you're able to snatch all 3 of them before Ness is able to stop you. But I will leave to you... I will leave to you what happens next, like what you do with them.
I think for now, am I still feeling pretty full from the last batch?
Are you still feeling full? Let's see. Go ahead and give me a grit roll.
You know what? Ask a dumb question. 4?
Oh no.
I can't roll well on grit, despite it technically being better than my fight.
It's one of those situations where you do still feel full because whatever you ate did fill you up because you were hungry. And so now you're not hungry. However, you do your brain knows that you only ate whatever was in that vial. That wasn't actually food, So when your brain is you haven't had any food and you're no, I just had something, I'm not hungry. Yeah, but you didn't have a meal. So you're kind of in that realm of if I ate this, I'd probably be fine, but I'm not actually feeling hungry.
Maybe just a sip of 1 vial then.
Layla, no. Layla, no. No, Layla.
I kind of scurry across the porch like a little gremlin and kind of hiss at her and try and take it.
God damn it.
That's perfect.
I'm supposed to be the scary one.
I'll say you're able to take a sip. The stuff you are eating right now does not taste exactly like the vial you ate before. The stuff you ate last time was really delicious, but it also had this really interesting, strange, herby dirt flavor. That wasn't bad, but it was, weird.
And
also it was, and also it was you had to chew it because it wasn't actually all the way emulsified. This literally tastes like liquid candy, and it is green apple flavored.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty delicious.
Ness, this is even better than the other one.
Oh. Well, we got no answers. We got more evil potion. Some teenagers have disappeared into a haunted house. Should we try to go in the haunted house?
Yes, we should, and find out where she's keeping these and what they are in case it is actually dangerous and not because I want more.
You're an addict.
Yes. I have a problem. I can admit it. But I'm not ready to seek help.
As you two are standing in front of the door, thinking about going in, 2 huge to you guys teenagers from high school walk up on the porch. They don't really pay attention to you two. They're just coming up on the porch to wait for like to go in, but everyone has to knock. So they just kind of like get up there and walk past you to the door.
Oh, yeah, go right ahead. And I kind of motion to Ness behind their back, like, we sneak in after them.
Yes, good idea. We do like the army signals. Yes, good.
They knock on the door just like you did. Miss Carrigan opens the door just like she did for you guys. And she actually lets them know, and you guys kind of overhear this, that she only wants a certain amount of people in the house at a time. So they'll need to come back when the current group has come back out. And so she gives them about a time, like come back in like 15 minutes. And then she closes the door.
Okay, so we just knock again and she'll come back.
Do you think she'll give us more if we keep knocking?
No, but I still want to ask her a question.
Okay, knock again.
Knock, knock, knock.
Miss Carrigan opens the door. Oh, back for more candy?
Yes.
Also, we have questions about the house at the end of the street. We heard it was your mother's house. Is this true?
Yes.
How long has she not been there?
Oh, she passed about 40 years now.
Wait,
Miss Carrigan is like 50, 60.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
she's
thought
not
this
young.
was more recent.
Mm-mm.
So
No, she tells you that, yes, it's been sitting there for a while. I haven't had time to fix it up.
So it's vacant.
I'm gonna
yeah.
hold up the floor plan. Is this what the house looks like on the inside, Miss Carrigan?
She looks at the floor plan and then looks at you and goes, "How did you get that?"
Sources. We have our sources.
I see. She sort of like stands up straight. Now listen. I'm very supportive of your mystery hunting, but it's a bit strange that you have a floor plan of my mother's house.
Well, it's a bit strange that the house is the epicenter of creepiness.
She kind of nods slowly and is like, okay, well, here's some more candy. You kids have a good night.
Wait,
She gives you a couple more vials.
Immediately
she gave us
snatches it.
more vials? Wait, Miss
Immediately.
Carrigan, what is this stuff?
As she's kind of closing the door, again, she gives you that like toothy smile. Candy. And the door closes.
It's so good.
Why is she so scary?
Do you think, I mean, she makes this, right? Like, this is a family recipe. Do you think I could get the recipe?
I mean, maybe? But now I'm more concerned about what's going on inside of this haunted house than the empty one.
I think breaking in is still an option, but we might want to get Danny and tell him what we're gonna do.
Okay. Which haunted house do we want to break into first?
We are spoiled for choice.
Well, this one might have more candy.
Oh, let's do this one.
I will say about the table, you might not have time to do both. So, you might want to pick one.
What if we go see how scary the other one looks? And then decide.
Okay. Let's go get Daniel at least and ask him what he thinks.
Out of curiosity, how many vials do I have now?
Well, I'm gonna say minus the one you only tasted it, you didn't drink it all? The one that she just gave you?
I like half of it.
Okay, so I think she was giving each of you, and probably she saw Daniel, so I think she was giving you like candy, one each, and then the next time you came, she just gave you one each, so you have 6.
Man.
Okay, Layla and Ness, you return to Daniel. The teenagers are just standing on the porch. They're just waiting for the other kids to come out so they can go in whenever that happens. And the rest of the town is kind of still trick-or-treating, but it's starting to get, late. It's been probably at this point like an hour and a half of time. And so you don't have much more time to do things.
You see Daniel just rooting through his backpack when you get closer. Guys, I think I left the floor plans back at the clubhouse.
Oh no, it's right here.
Oh, you took. Okay.
Great news. I've got more evidence.
Oh, good. What is it?
News. She drank more of it.
I did.
Wait.
This is, and I pull out like the half full bottle. This is even better than what Donny gave us.
Ooh,
it's
can I see?
Really good. No. Well, no, you can't.
Why?
This is mine. If you want some, you have to go knock on the door and get your own.
But
She's an addict. She's headed down a dark path.
I'm headed down a delicious path.
Okay. Well, now I don't want to go up there even more.
Blah, blah, blah. I tell Daniel all the things about the creepy lady.
Okay. Daniel, you learned that Miss Carrigan had passed away a long time ago. But I think you keep calling her grandma. Is that for and we can make this canon, but is that for a specific reason?
No, just because she's the older Mrs. Carrigan. So
okay.
Yeah.
Have you been assuming that she's alive?
I assumed she was alive.
Okay. Roll Actually, I want you to roll a grit as you hear this.
Oh no.
GC is gonna be 12.
Well, I'm pretty sure my grit is 6. Oh yeah, it is. What's the roll? 3.
Woof.
You find all of this information very interesting because right at the moment where you looked at the picture that had the house and it had a glowing light, you are pretty sure you have at some point just gone by to check out the house since it's been abandoned for so long. You do feel like at some point you could have sworn maybe you caught a glimpse of an old woman up in the bilges, from a window.
Wait, so she doesn't live there?
I don't think she lives anywhere.
Yeah, she's supposedly been dead for 40 years. That's as old as Mr. Chief.
God,
Yeah.
So that she's a ghost. And I move my hand trying to get him to move closer and just start whispering. So 2 months ago or something like that, I was scouting it out. I was staking it out, and I saw the old lady up in the window, and I just assumed she lived there. So she's a ghost or a witch.
Oh, or a witch ghost.
I don't think you can be both those things.
That's probably for the best. I don't want to be a ghost familiar.
That's fair. Hey, maybe that means you'll just be a cat.
With that.
So, do we need to grab like some candles? Does Donnie want us to go and like kick out a ghost? And why wouldn't he tell us?
I'll say at this point, as the time rolls on, you guys were supposed to meet Donnie at the house. That's the location. And you have his bag. So I'll say, just for like time's sake, that you guys are kind of walking and talking again. Mm-hmm. And you can also, as you're walking there, kind of rifle through his bag to like see what's in it.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely rifle through his bag.
So Donnie has a magnifying glass, as you will, as a sleuth. He has the Mystery Club monthly ledger. He has a handmade pen that was made by one of his uncles that lives in London. And he has some rubber gloves, as you should, a lockpicking kit, and a detective kit. The lockpicking kit has, lockpicking stuff in it. You would just use it as a kit. But the detective's kit has very specific stuff in it. So I'll say that as you guys arrive, Daniel is kind of like rummaging through everything and letting you know what's in all of the components. But I will also put it on the channel. So as you guys arrive to what you now know as simply Miss Carrigan's mom's house, it definitely looks empty and abandoned. It's a little further like down the end of the road, so you can still see like the lights, and you can still hear the kids from where you are. It's not like too secluded, but it is fairly out of the way, and it doesn't have like modern conveniences, so they kind of stop the street lights like right before the house, so it is very, very dark out here. You're really just seeing stuff based on moonlight. It looks empty, it looks abandoned, the grass is really overgrown in the yard, and it looks like the windows, at least on the front floor or the first floor, are boarded up. The front porch kind of looks really run down, has like some floorboards that are broken and splintered, and so you guys can either go straight to the house or you can look around the property. But as Daniel is kind of looking through stuff, he finds those items, and in the detective kit is a bunch of empty vials, a measuring tape, some sunglasses, a fake mustache, as you should, fingerprint powder and brush, a blank notebook, clean cloths, and of course white chalk.
I'm gonna take out the flashlight out of my little backpack. It's just a small little hand flashlight, and I'm gonna shine it at the bottles and see if like they are empty, or if they look like they had something in them, or if they look like the vials we have.
Go ahead and make actually, there's not like, yeah, let's do brains. And then
okay.
Anyone else, while you're doing that, what are you two, Layla and Ness, what are you guys wanting to look at? The kit, or it can be like your surroundings.
Yeah, I was gonna do another vibe check with my intuition. See if I feel any presences.
You do not feel any presences.
Well, there might not be any ghosts here right now.
Right. I'm on a sugar high, I assume. And I'm pretty sure the key that I have is going to open the front door, so I'm going for it.
I think you're right.
Okay.
I think
I support this.
Ness is like, there's no ghosts. I'm like, awesome, let's go.
Okay. I'll say that. So I want to see where everyone is located. So let me know. So it sounds like Layla is walking up to the front door, from like the little side path. I'm going to put a little picture in here. Ness is still at like the front entrance, not of the house, but like of the property as you guys have come in. And Daniel, I'm assuming because you're really looking at the detective's kit, you kind of stopped. So you're also away from the house. Okay. So let's start with Ness, who is watching Layla and also watching Daniel, and knowing that if Layla continues to walk towards the house and Daniel stays still, you all will be split up. So what are you doing, Ness?
I'm just gonna kind of guide Daniel as he's like looking at stuff. You know how like you can kind of push somebody who's reading in the direction you want them to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. And then we'll go to Daniel since Ness is with you as Layla is walking ahead. Daniel, you wanted to see what was going on with... are you looking at the entire kit or are you just looking at one thing?
Start with the bottles just to see if they're familiar at all or if they have any gunk in them, and then the rest of the kit. I did roll in 18.
Okay. Well above. I don't even know if I said the DC. The DC was 10.
Excellent.
Okay. So you look at the vials and you're kind of comparing them to the one empty vial that you saw Layla have, and they are indeed the same. These are empty though.
Is there any like residue? Are they clean?
They're completely clean. They haven't been used yet.
Okay. Hey Layla, hold up! And then I'll start to move over there.
Okay. Layla, you are a couple of steps ahead of Daniel and Ness, and you reach the door. What would you like to do?
I would like to try to open it with a skeleton key.
Mm-hmm. You take the skeleton key out, put it in the door, and you hear a clunk as it unlocks. And before you can even open the door, it begins to swing open.
Oh, that's so creepy. Guys, that's really creepy.
You should be really careful, bud.
Yeah, hold up, don't go in just yet.
It is pitch black inside because this house doesn't have any electricity.
I'll wait to shine my flashlight inside. I don't want to shine it in just yet.
No, Daniel, I need the flashlight.
Well, give me a vial then.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. That's the trait. Because I'll hold up one of the vials that I got from the kit, but hold it so that she only sees that it's empty. She doesn't see that it's empty.
Interesting. Sounds like Daniel's trying to swindle Layla out of a vial to give you the flashlight. I'm gonna say for Daniel that's gonna be brains. For Layla, Let's see if you can convince Daniel to do it anyway. And so that's gonna be charm. So it can be brains against charm.
Oh no.
Yes.
4. That's a 4.
2.
Yes.
Crap. Wait. Can I tie this out at least with the adversary tokens?
Oh.
You can add your adversary tokens. Or your,
Hold on. How many do I have? I think I only have one though, because I think I've only failed one check, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing a 3 up here.
Okay.
Yeah, so you
well,
don't
never
have
mind.
one.
I could only.
I mean, I could help you, but I don't want to.
So Daniel, as you are trying to do this swindle there, Layla kind of sees straight through what you're trying to do. And Layla, how are you going to charm Daniel into giving you the flashlight?
You know, this is anachronistic, so I don't think this movie's come out yet, but you know in Shrek, when Puss in Boots does the really big cat eye, I think Layla tries to really bring that to the atmosphere. She's like, if you don't give me the flashlight, I'm gonna have to go inside in the dark. And just a really pathetic face.
What? Fine. They at least let me look at the vials.
She's not going to. She's an addict.
I think she puts her hand out for the flashlight. And with her other hand, she takes the half-drunk vial, downs it, and then hands him the empty vial.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'll hand her the flashlight.
We're gonna have Layla grab the flashlight, take the vial, go ahead and roll a grit.
Oh, it's a 3. I'm getting worse.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Lovely.
This is just rolling to see when you overdose. I was thinking when you just get sick, but that also works.
We're rolling to cat.
As you guys see Layla drink another vial, but this one slightly different apparently than the other vial she drank, and hands Daniel the whatever is left over, if there is anything. It's a sticky substance, so it's not like cleaned, but it most of it is out. I want both of you to roll brains.
Oh, no.
DC is gonna be I'll say it's like 6. This will be kind of obvious.
Oh my god, I rolled a 6!
I rolled an 18 again. I is the smart boy.
I got a 6. Just enough.
Okay. You both kind of look at Layla as she has just downed this, and she's holding the flashlight. She's probably looking real smug that she won out on that battle, that she's won out on all of them. And you kind of see like a glow, not like an eerie glow, but like a healthy glow. Like her hair looks shinier, her skin's looking nice. Like she kind of almost looks like she's just taken like a ginger shot or something like that. Something to just give her some vitality. Layla, you have just won your flashlight, and you all can now turn and walk inside of this dark house, which will be lit by the flashlight. You are feeling great. Like, not only do you now have like a bunch of energy, but you also just kind of feel like you just like ran a mile. You feel like you've gotten like a facial. Like there's a lot of things happening at once, but you're feeling amazing. Ness and Daniel, you're seeing that Layla is looking, kind of like, super healthy, super like high energy. And you have to assume that you have to connect it with the substance she just drank. You are all inside of the main room, which this cottage is fairly small in comparison to all of the modern houses that are now on this street. It's very cute and fairly small, and in the main room there is a fireplace with a mantle. It's a very old fireplace, a deep one where you can put a cauldron over it, or like a pot inside of it. And so you have that in front of you. There are windows. It's very drafty in here because a lot of the windows are broken, even though they're boarded up. So there's a couple of windows on the first floor. There's no lights or anything. There's also no furniture. Like, it's clear that this isn't like abandoned and someone, didn't clear it out. Whenever Miss Carrigan's mom passed, she must have cleared it out. So it's empty, except for there seems to be a little bit of either firewood or like old charcoal in the fireplace. And it's quite dusty. And then you see a door to you guys are like at the front door. You see a door leading to another room. And that is pretty much it that you see in this room.
Before I go traipsing all over the place, are there any footprints in the dust?
Excellent observation. I'm gonna say, you don't even need to roll for this. I'm gonna say no, in terms of like footprints. You can kind of see that the dust has been disturbed, and by that it means there is a thick layer of dust on like the mantle and the windowsills, but the floor doesn't look as dusty as everything else. But the whole floor doesn't look as dusty. And you can roll to see like what that might mean.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So roll brains. It's gonna be I'm gonna say a DC 10. Oh,
On the nose.
meets it. You suspect this means that someone has cleaned the floor at some point or swept the floor. And so this is like, that's the reason why it's not as dusty and there's not several layers, is because it's cleaned. Or at least disturbed regularly.
I mean, either we have a very cleanly ghost in the sweeping department, or we're not the first ones that have been here recently.
Do you think Danny's here? Donnie's here, or?
I mean,
Should we call out to him?
No,
that was just what I was going to suggest. I think so.
no, ghosts. We have
Yeah, but I
established that there are ghosts
feel-
in this house.
But I didn't feel any ghost vibes with my ghost vibe check.
Your ghost vibe check is rarely ever wrong, but there was an old woman here not long ago, and she's dead.
I mean, should we start with a seance then, or should we like clear all the rooms first?
I feel like you got
You know what? Let me light my sage. That will help. I'm gonna light my sage.
Guys, the vials. Look at this. And I'll hold up the vials into the light beam. These vials were in his detective kit. They're the same as the vials that you've been drinking. I just didn't have anything in them yet.
So?
Do you think he shops at the same store as the ghost?
I mean, do ghosts go shopping? Wait. Goes and writes down in his notebook. Now, we're going to have to watch the stores more often, I think.
I mean, or if ghosts don't go shopping, I bet witches have to go shopping.
Don't they usually have familiars do that?
Oh, I don't want to do the witches shopping for the rest of my life.
You're probably going to have to. That and the janitor work.
Ow.
Are you wanting to investigate anything else in this room or move to another area?
I'm gonna move to another area and just look throughout the house. Quiet.
I think, yeah, Layla's kind of... She's got that energy. I don't think she's going to do anything quietly, but I also don't think she can stay in one room for a long period of time.
I'm gonna light my sage and like sage each room as we go through it.
Okay. You
Try
guys
and
can
scare
also
out the ghost.
Okay. You guys can also be talking and walking as you have been this whole time, kind of like talking about what might have happened, where Donnie could be. And you walk through a couple of rooms. Again, they're all empty. They have a light, feathering of dust on the ground, and the windows are all like boarded shut. And finally you come upon like the stairs to go up to the second floor. You go up to the second floor. The stairs are surprisingly intact, but they're very, very creaky. But you do go up to the second floor. Second floor only has like 2 rooms. They are also empty. You do see that in one of the rooms, though, there is a window that seems to have been boarded up at one point, but the board's not there anymore. And then you guys come upon another staircase that goes up to the attic.
Seems like we have to go in the attic.
Okay, but first I want to look out that window and see if, like, maybe Donny wrote Donny was here.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Is it
where's the
still-
other clues? Do you have the rest of the clues, or does he have
Oh,
them?
I have. I still have the paper with the numbers.
Okay.
Ooh, hold on, guys, wait here. Can I run? Can I run back down to the fireplace and see if there's like a hidden stone in it? Like a hiding place?
Yes, you can. So Layla, you're gonna run downstairs real quick. Daniel and Ness, what are you guys doing as she's downstairs?
I'll look out the window and see what I see.
Okay. And Ness, you're saging, but anything else you want to do?
So when we first came in the house, you know how when we looked into the haunted house, it was like weird and dusty? And did the view from the front door look the same as the other house?
Oh, big brain Ness over here trying to make connection. Go ahead and make a brains roll. DC for this is gonna be 20.
Oh, I'm never gonna make it.
You could explode so many
You
times.
never know.
Okay, here we go. 1.
What?
Oh. You don't know. No, it didn't. It didn't look anything like it. Her house is a gothic house that's been redone inside, but she made it look old. And then this is literally like an old cottage.
Okay. And the papers that we got are still not legible at all.
Nope. They're highly damaged. They're very damaged. But you just know that they're very old. Daniel, you are looking outside. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Anything that seems familiar to the clues that we have already. Anything that seems like it would be reference to what we'd already. And anyone strange, anyone standing weirdly and staring at the house or something.
You don't see anyone out in the cottage, like outside. However, you do see a glint of something that is outside. It seems to be in the tree line, a little further away from the house, but it is directly looking at this window. You see just like a glint of something that when it like slightly moves, you can see like a shining. Also, if you look down, you'll also see. Are you afraid of heights?
No.
Okay. Also, if you look down, you'll see that there is actually a trellis that goes from the ground to this window in particular.
Oh, cool. Is there anyone else in the room with me, or am I by myself?
I think I'm in the room with you.
Hey, Nessie, look at that over there. Do you see that glinting?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Let me try to vibe check it.
Yes. Your vibe
And
that
one
never
of my
fails.
many adversity tokens. Can I tell what the big blinky light out there is? With my intuition.
You can tell what it is. Just because as you're looking at it and as your senses are telling you, it's not just telling you if something is like odd or supernatural, it's also telling you when things are the opposite, essentially. And what you're looking at is a human-made object. Probably binoculars.
Somebody's looking through the window.
Wait, what?
Somebody's looking at us through the window. Quick, duck down!
It just drops to the floor.
As that's happening, Layla, you get to the fireplace. And what are you wanting to do with the fireplace?
I know that fireplaces are a great place to store secrets. Because who's going to look at a fireplace for secrets? So I'm hoping that I can find some kind of secret compartment that maybe has like a lockbox in it that conveniently has a 4-digit code.
Okay. You're rummaging around. What you find in the base of the fireplace, which kind of has like wood or charcoal or something, but it's really old wood that's been burned maybe a long time ago, you're not sure. You do actually find remnants of paper, and you find in particular a very old looking photo. It doesn't look as old as the photos and letters that you guys have in your file. This one is still like a Polaroid. It's just like an old one. Like this was taken clearly several years ago, and obviously not maintained very well. And this photograph does have a picture that you can see and look at. So go ahead and first make me a brains roll to see if you can see and understand who you're looking at. DC is going to be a 10. Okay.
10.
Perfect. Over 5. So yeah, you look at the photo and you can tell in the photo that it is Miss Carrigan.
The elder or the younger?
As you ask that question, go ahead and roll a grit. DC is going to be, I'm going to say, since you've had so much liquid, DC is going to be actually a 5.
Something you can roll. 7.
7!
Yes.
Oh my gosh, barely.
My grit is only 10.
Perfect. This is the current Miss Carrigan. Now, you can put 2 and 2 together that this was a photo that was taken several years ago. You can tell that she doesn't look any younger than she does today in this photo.
Oh no.
Oh no. Miss Carrigan's gonna eat all the kids that go into the haunted house.
As Daniel and Ness are crouched, trying to hide from the person outside, Layla, you are downstairs looking at this photo. Layla, behind you, you hear the front door creak open. What are we all doing in this moment?
Do we hear the door creaking open from down below, or?
I'm gonna say, sure. Yeah, it's really loud. Everything's really loud here.
Oh no! What are we gonna do?
By herself. Quick!
I assume I'm very visible to the door.
Yes, you are right in front of it.
I'm just gonna turn really slowly and smile like I'm supposed to be here.
And I'm gonna hurry down the stairs toward Layla.
I'll follow suit, but I'm gonna pull one of like the heavier, bigger, like hard copy books out of my backpack and then go downstairs. While holding it like I'm gonna beam someone with it.
Holding my sage out in front of me like it's gonna do something.
Daniel and Ness, you guys run in the room right as Layla is turning around with the picture in her hand, and the door slowly opens. It opens wide, almost. It looks like someone has walked in, essentially. But the door opens wide. There's no one there in the door arch. You can just see clearly outside, and then it closes.
By itself?
Mm-hmm.
Ah! I'm gonna throw a book in that direction.
No.
I'm gonna just chuck my book at that direction.
We just all scream.
Chuck, no, Daniel, get the fingerprint powder and throw it. Smoke bomb.
Ooh, smoke bomb.
If it's a
just
ghost, it'll
take-
catch on them.
I'm just gonna take. Wait, is the powder in the detective's kit?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the detective's kit and just empty all the contents in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of, scattershot that whole area.
Mm-hmm. You are throwing bunches of stuff at the door area, hoping to hit some sort of invisible thing. All of these things clang and clamor and hit the door, hit the side of the wall, hit the floor. And that's it. And then it's silent again.
I think it worked.
No.
Guys, I think we're trapped in here with a ghost, and I think Miss Carrigan's gonna try and eat my youth. And
That makes sense.
I'm gonna show them the picture. I don't think I'm gonna get to be a familiar, guys.
Wait, you can go upstairs. There's a trellis down. Go. I'm gonna try and open the front door, though.
What? What?
What? What do you mean, what?
We're on the ground floor. Why would we need to climb a trellis down?
In case the front door's locked. Is the front door locked?
No.
Oh. I just saw it open.
Daniel's just freaking out.
Okay. Maybe we could just go out the front door.
Wait, but we haven't gone into the attic yet.
Why do we want to go into the...
Because if she's stealing children's souls, we have to stop her.
Okay, let me get my book.
My rhymes for Layla's eulogy are not complete yet, and if she dies, I want her to have a good eulogy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that is nice. Okay. Well, you lead the way then. Here, take my hard copy.
Okay, I'm gonna take the chalk that was in the pack, and my sage, and book.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll follow her, shining the flashlight.
You three tentatively make your way, but bravely, make your way back up to the stairs, and you go up these stairs. These are like winding stairs that kind of corkscrew, and so you can't see the top of the attic stairs until you get up at the top. You finally get at the top of the attic stairs, and instead of it being a wide attic, like just an opening to an attic, there is another door, essentially. When you guys get up at the top, the door looks strange. It looks a little different than the front house of the door, or the front door of the house, and the other doors you've seen so far, mainly because it almost kind of gives off a creepy concrete look, perhaps as if it was added, later down the years, as long as this house has been here. And it does just have one single light shining on it, but it is closed.
But it's got a keyhole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready with the key.
I think it's time for the key.
Okay, I'm gonna try and... Wait, first, is it locked?
It is locked.
Alright, I'm unlocking it.
You put the skeleton key in the door, and you hear another clunk as it is now unlocked. It doesn't open on its own this time, but it is unlocked.
I'll open the door.
You push the door open. You three are kind of like squeezed together as you look into this, whatever this room is going to look like. And you are a bit surprised to find that it's not just an open room. It is a fully stocked room with tons of shelves and a little wood table that's in the back, and there are hundreds, maybe thousands of different vials. They're all packed in these shelves, and there are some things that are on the table in the back, and it looks very cool something like nothing you guys have ever seen. But it
Do they
is.
all have pictures of animals on them?
They do not. They only have like labels on them. It is essentially for our modern sensibilities, an apothecary that are now really popular now, but they're a very old tradition of herbal medicine. And yeah, this is what you see when you walk inside. A lot of the vials do look exactly like the vials you have been given by Miss Carrigan. I'll say that also as you walk in, you do see that there aren't really like other things other than vials on the shelves, except for one thing. One specific thing that happens to be very different than everything else on one of the shelves, and it is a picture frame. But you can't see it from the door. And that's what you guys see as you kind of like are standing in the door and the door opens.
Are there any vials that look like they might be filled with the green candy or other kinds of candy?
Are you all walking inside?
Layla has immediately rushed
Yes.
inside and is looking for candy.
Layla, wait a second.
As you all walk inside, I'd like you to tell me like what you're wanting to look at, investigate, figure out in the room. So there is a table at the back of the room. All of the shelves have a bunch of just different types of vials on them, but they're literally lining each of the walls, and this is basically just a box. And then there's a window at the far end of the room where the table is. So there's like this is floor to ceiling shelves, really. So there is like a little ladder that you'd have to get on if you wanted to go high, but you can like look at stuff eye level.
Daniel would like to look and see if he recognizes any ingredients, any names, anything that seems recognizable.
Layla and Ness?
Full gremlin, looking for more candy.
Okay, so both of you are basically looking at the vials. I'll say one of you takes one wall and the other one takes another wall. Ness?
I want to do 2 different things,
Okay.
if allowed. First thing I want to do is draw a protection circle on the ground with my chalk. Be like, if anything pops out, everybody get in the circle. And then I want to go look at the picture frame.
Okay.
Okay. Layla and Daniel, do you hold what you're doing so that Ness can draw this circle?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. So, I'll say this. Ness, you come in, you tell them, like, everybody just, you're giving them instruction while you're drawing a circle. Daniel and Layla, you are both looking at shells already. And then by the time you're done drawing your circle, Ness, you can go over to the shelves to see the picture. Daniel, you are, let's say you're on the left-hand side of this room as you guys have walked in, and you don't even really need to roll for this unless you're looking for something in particular. It's very clear that they are herbs because you pick something up and it says herbs. You don't recognize a lot of them because it's not like a lot of spices and herbs that would be in your mom's kitchen. Like, it's not like thyme and rosemary. It's like things you've not really heard of. But as you look inside of them, you can see that there might be like dried mushrooms or dried like anise or something like that. And so you do see that like these are clearly like natural items that have been dried and then put into these glass containers.
She's freaking savage.
Layla, you are specifically looking for more of the green stuff, and I will say that you don't find it on the shelves.
Do I find anything that looks like it might be akin to the green stuff, but perhaps a different flavor?
Nope. They're all like you see the same thing Daniel does. They're all like dried herbs, but none of them look essentially like processed. So like the green stuff that you saw, something had been done to it. Like it had been mashed up and like things had been added. These look like raw ingredients. At this point, Ness, you are walking to the picture. And I'll also say for Ness, as you're walking up, go ahead and give me a brains roll. DC is going to be 10.
I got a 2.
I got a 3.
Okay, what was the DC?
10.
I mean, I could help
Not
out.
2 or 3.
I could help out. I have 6 adversity tokens, which is 12 points.
Who are you giving those to? Sorry.
I mean, I get more bang for my buck if I give it to Daniel by 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay. Ness, you are looking at this photo. So it's a frame. It's a new frame. So like it's silver. It looks like it was like bought from a store that you'd be familiar with. The picture inside though is very, very old. It's like crumbled and cracking. It definitely doesn't look like a Polaroid. It looks like this is a picture that perhaps would have been made. I'll say that it's really patinaed and like stained in terms of like the age, so it looks like a yellow orange, but the picture and the person in the picture is like black and white, so it's very, very old. As you are picking it up and kind of looking at it, if that's what you're doing, you can also kind of glance at the table, and you can kind of see on the table there's like a bunch of stuff. There's like a bowl, there's like some sort of a tool inside of the bowl, there's a mat, there's like an old knife, and all of these things are like old, like maybe like a couple of years, but they're not like old. They're not like ancient. So it looks like somebody has been coming here and doing something, but you don't really know what any of these things mean. As you look at the picture though, you can tell that the person in the picture is supposed to be a relative of Miss Carrigan. Layla, where did you say you were?
I was messing around with the bottles.
Okay.
And I think now, having failed at my candy search attempt, I'm gonna try and see if I can find any secret compartments anywhere, because I'm sure the code goes to something here. If not the fireplace, gotta be this room.
Okay. Go ahead and actually we'll have you make a flight roll to see how well you are maneuvering these glass bottles to find hopefully some sort of thing that will hold a code. DC is gonna be, I mean, there's a lot of glass bottles, depends on how clumsy you are really, but we'll make it a DC 6.
You mean my trait? 2.
Perfect.
Up to the lore.
We will come back to you. As Daniel, you come up behind Ness and kind of see what she's doing. She's looking at the picture. You look at the picture. You kind of look at the table. And you can kind of tell that the table is for like mixing these ingredients. So like this is where things are made. So like all the stuff on the walls are just like ingredients, and then someone has to come to this table and organize it in a way, mix them together. And so they have a bunch of tools on the table. So you can tell that. And as you look at the photo in Ness's hand, this woman is definitely Miss Carrigan's mother.
Huh. It looks like it's Miss Carrigan's mother. So that would be the lady who owned the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything on the table that looks like it was used recently?
Oh yes, everything.
Oh, like how recently?
If you are closely inspecting some of the stuff, you can kind of see some green, some sort of like something that was mashed and that was green, kind of left on the knife, as well as some sort of like stone that is inside of a bowl.
Hey guys, I think those potions were made here. Like,
as you say that, you and Ness, you both hear as a bunch of glass bottles hit the ground. Layla, you have found a hidden safe by slowly pushing several bottles out of the way. Unfortunately, those bottles were next to other bottles and you weren't paying quite attention to the other bottles because you thought the ones that were closer weren't getting to the edge. And long story short, several of the bottles fall to the ground as you discover this safe.
I'm sorry, guys. I felt that desire that cats feel to just knock things off the shelves, and I couldn't help
I
it.
knew it.
Control yourself! I'm gonna run over and shut the door to the attic. Shut it behind us.
But I
I'm
found
gonna
the
jump
safe.
into the circle.
Okay. Daniel rushes to the door, Ness rushes to the circle, and Layla, you are standing kind of surrounded by broken glass, but you're still in front of the safe, and it is as quiet as it was when you guys walked in.
So I'm just gonna open this now?
Yeah?
Okay. You're gonna use the code?
I'm gonna try the code.
Alright. You open the safe, and inside you see an envelope. On the outside of the envelope, it says, "For VP only."
That's great. You got one of those envelopes earlier.
I kind of just like stomp over to Ness, make it's for you.
Why do people trust me with things?
Well, wait, what did the first one say?
It said, I read it to you guys.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was something about Brussels sprouts. That was my main takeaway.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna open it and read it.
Okay. As you open it, it is a copy of the letter you already got. It's the same letter. It's just a copy.
Wait.
You're all three standing looking at this letter, probably confused.
Uh-huh.
As the door opens, and standing in the door is Donny. And he is slow clapping.
What? Why?
Are you a witch?
Hey, Donny.
Well done, adventurers. Excellent job.
We just LARPing? Oh, that's so
Oh,
lame.
never.
Wait, what is in the vials?
He is donned in his usual outfit that he does every Halloween, which is Sherlock Holmes. And he even has a pipe that he takes out and puts in his mouth as he kind of strolls in the room as he does, putting his hands in his pocket. Well, it's quite simple, Layla. This was a test that you all passed with slightly flying colors, a little noisy at the end. But I think you all have proven your commitment to the Mystery Club.
Donnie, I was gonna, give you most of this candy because you missed out on trick-or-treating. But you're a dick, and I'm not sharing any of this with you now.
Frick, man! I had plans, man!
We didn't get to see the whole haunted house.
Okay, all right. Let's just relax. Don't worry. I wouldn't have put all this together if I thought you guys were gonna miss out, right? And he takes out a big bag, and in the bag is a bunch of sweets. They're not just like vials of the candy. They are things that have been made with the sweet substance, essentially. So there's like lollipops and like twisty candies and Tootsie candies and stuff like that. And he goes, Miss Carrigan is actually making some really cool different types of candy. I mean, you guys, I think, have tried it if you got my vial. That was just a sampler, like what she was working on. But now she's perfected it. And I got you guys a whole bunch. And he kind of shoves it at you guys.
Well, hold, wait a second. Layla's been flipping out all night, man. I don't know about that.
As he's talking, I want to grab it and run out the door.
Oh my god. You made an addict of our friend.
Whoa.
She's gonna go on a binge, become famous, go to India for a while, come back.
Whoa. He kind of like is looking at you guys. Relax. This is actually, I mean, we don't tell anybody, but it's actually healthy candy. It's all made of natural stuff. It just tastes like candy. And even has the texture like candy, but it's actually kind of like a vitamin supplement. She's thinking of going into gummies, and we think it's going to be really big.
How long have you known all this? Why do you know all this?
Oh yeah, me and Miss Carrigan go way back. Her mom used to live in this house and everything, and she was also a really great like candy maker. She makes like a lot of really cool stuff. This is her old storage for all the cool stuff that she would naturally dry and grow and stuff like that. But Miss Carrigan's kind of been perfecting this for a while, and I've been helping test it from time to time, trying to get it perfect. And it's, I mean, you guys should know by now, it's super good, like the best candy I've ever tasted.
Donny.
Yeah.
My
What?
dude. You realize what you just said, right? You lured us into a witch's house who makes candy. Dude, that's like one of the 2 tropes that witches have. She's gonna eat us.
I have taken the bag and I'm in the corner going through the candy.
Donnie is kind of like staring at you two as you kind of scream at him, very confused. He's kind of like, what? Layla is in the corner devouring a huge bag of quote unquote healthy candy, and that is where we end our adventure for the mystery of the witch. Thank you all for listening to the Agent Journey podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.